Greetings, everyone. This is Kevin Sue, and I'm with producer Revillium and developers Andrew and Flum, who have created the lively Minecraft mod, Pandoras Creatures. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So, Pandoras Creatures adds several new beings to Minecraft in all three dimensions. Can you tell us a bit about what inspired this mod?
Okay, so when I first started making this mod, it was part of a multiplayer project me and Flummy were part of, and I decided let's make a mod that adds creatures that are going to be really mean and terrorize all the players on the server.
So let me just come back to this particular creature here. How dangerous is it when someone comes across it in a regular survival?
At the moment, it's still it has a lot of health. And it does deal a lot of damage, so it definitely isn't a creature you should mess with as a fresh spawn. But it's definitely a creature you can take on, especially if you have ranged weapons. The Arachnon drops crystals. You can probably show them or place them. Basically, the crystals they can be used as a light source. They can also be placed on all sides of blocks. The crystals are the main crafting material you need for the hammer. A lot of people mistake the hammer for a weapon, but it's not a weapon, it's a tool. And it's used to mine big 3x3 mine shafts.
Can it mine a diamond?
Yes, definitely. And the enchanting effects applied to the hammer will also work on all the blocks it breaks.
I'd say most of these creatures, like the crabs and the seahorses, are still like a result of Andrew's playing around with modeling creatures, and that also being an experiment with variants.
Usually Y, that's my texture artist, very talented guy. He makes the mob textures, and sometimes Flummy also does it. And then I just take the textures they made and I play around with them a little bit, like I change the values and, make a lot of variants out of them. There is an Easter egg. If you name one of them Mr. Sparkles, it turns into a unicorn seahorse and it has a rainbow trail. I love little Easter egg.
With all these crabs, have you ever been tempted to do the crab meme, on the beach waving their arms?
They do actually do that. If you put out a jukebox and you put in a music disc, they do dance.
Oh my gosh. They're dancing.
Yes.
This is actually a pretty good movement. They look very lively here.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on this animation. I've also thought about maybe introducing custom dance variants in the future, but it's not really an important feature, so it's on the to-do list somewhere. But one day a random guy joined and he saw the crab, and he said that it's pretty cute, and he called it Frederick and put a little top hat on it. So in memories to that, I made it so when you name a crab Frederick, it wears a little top hat.
That's incredible. And they're dancing now.
So I decided that for the Bufflon, I wanted to make a mob you can tame that's also hostile towards you before you tame it. The difference between the Bufflon and the horse is when you fail to tame it successfully, it does throw you off, but it also throws you like 10 blocks up in the air, so you do take a decent amount of damage just from that.
Yeah, here he goes. Oh, geez, he pushes you before, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does push you.
Oh wow.
So even if I try taming him, he's gonna be...
Yes.
How do I get close enough to him?
Yeah, the eyes isn't really the best place to take it.
Try going from the side.
What do you mean? Okay, go on. No, he's decided otherwise.
How much storage space does a Bufflon have?
It depends on the saddle attachment you put on it. For example, if you press E now, yeah, exactly. So as you can see, there are two slots. The first slot is the player seat. This is the required seat for you to be able to control it when you ride it. and the other slot is for its back attachment. And there are 3 different types of saddles you can put on it. One being a large storage that offers you, I think, 54 slots. The other one is a small storage. It comes with half of the amount of slots, but it also includes a second player seat, so you can ride with your friend. And for groups that consist out of more than 2 people, I also have the player seats that give you an additional 2 seats for people to ride it on the buffer.
That's really thoughtful.
You can also use him to fight if you
Yes.
put him into fight mode.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
there are
Yes.
different
Going to do that.
combat modes. For example, right now he's in peaceful mode, but on the right side there's a combat mode button.
You just press E and
Also, you can set him to sit, to follow, and to move freely. And yeah.
How did you come up with this creature? Like, what is the inspiration here?
It was like the alien thing. I think it's called Barnacle from
Barnacle.
Half-Life. Yeah, I played around
Yeah.
with it in Gary's mod a long time ago, and I loved it. Like, it was my favorite thing to do. Just place a lot of them down and watch them eat other things. So I had to introduce something like it in Minecraft. You can actually use the tongues they drop to craft a plant head that will completely protect you from them if you wear it.
So, tell me about these hounds here.
There's not a lot story-wise to them, at least not at the moment,
Oh, it survives in lava.
they,
That makes sense.
yeah, they also don't die in fire. They were one of the first mobs I made, so back then, again, it was more of an experiment. Right now, you're seeing I'll call it the relaxed walk animation. But when they see a target, there's actually a custom run animation they have when they charge towards the target. And I've seen people get frightened because they see these cute dogs. At least a lot of people think they are cute. I don't know. And suddenly they start charging towards them, and it's pretty terrifying.
Can you tame them?
No, you cannot tame.
Oh, this does look terrifying. Oh, nope.
Some people go into the loot chamber before they fight the end troll, and as you will notice, there's a hole down there, and always people look in through that hole because people are curious. And actually that also triggers the breakout, but the breakout breaks the floor, so you fall down, and that's pretty. People don't expect that at all.
Okay, you know what needs to be done.
Jeez, that is cool.
Should probably also show the other entrance, because it's easier to you can see the animation better because there's actually an animation for its transformation.
Okay, we'll find another one. Jeez, this is.
So it seems to be throwing something at us?
Yeah, it's actually that would be a spoiler. It does shoot. It does shoot these shulker bullets, but they give effects. For example, the red one is instant damage, the black one is withering, and the green one is poison. So it's like the 3 favorite effects of all players.
Oh yeah, I love those. Those are my favorite. Definitely.
Also, he has 3 different like melee attacks. One of them being punch you with its left arm, the other one with the right arm, and it can also punch you with both at the same time, and it does deal more damage when that happens.
So getting within melee of it can be quite dangerous.
Yes. But it's also immune to projectile damage, so I basically force people to be in melee range. And if you try to run away, or like to build up and to cheese the fight, his scream animation will tear the wall down and do that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So basically, the Entroll right now drops Entroll skin. And Entroll skin can be used to upgrade shulker boxes to Entroll boxes, with Entroll boxes being twice as big when it comes to capacity, and they are also fire resistant in the newest versions. Not all versions, don't throw your stuff into fire.
Oh wow.
Oh, and they have a fancy animation. People always want me or like suggest to add I don't know, crystal armor or Bufflon hide armor, or add creatures with weapons. So like that's pretty much the most common suggestion. Like people suggest a mob, and it doesn't matter what kind of mob it is, and they wanted to drop a really strong and powerful weapon that deals, I don't know, basically more than vanilla weapons damage. And as you may have noticed with the mod, me and Flummy, or like mostly me, try to avoid adding any sort of weapon or armor that hasn't a purpose to it or some special mechanic. For example, right now the only armor we have is the plant head, with the purpose of it being it protects you from archvines. But I generally try to avoid adding armors and weapons and stuff you really don't need, because in the end it just clutters the creative tab when you have a lot of mods, and that's the case with mod packs.
Why we had this idea for this mod to not ever include something that's just an upgrade. That's just another number on your sheet. That's something that's we want our content to be something more than that.
Something unique.
Exactly.
What advice would you have for anyone that was interested in getting into the Minecraft modding scene?
First of all, and this is probably the most important thing, if you have never programmed before, definitely take at least a week or two to at least learn the Java basics, because when you try to mod without knowing the programming language that's needed for it, it's like trying to run without knowing how to walk.
If you want to get into modding, definitely help some people, get connections, and get to know people who can help you with getting into modding.
I just want to go ahead and thank you both, Andrew, Flum, for creating and sharing with us Pandora's Creatures. We wish you the best of luck, and we look forward to what you accomplish next.
Well, thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.